Oh, hi, I'm Vetrichelvan, and I'm working as a software engineer at a startup called Salve AI. And uh, like today, I'm going to work on OSS project that I have been having. So it's a SDK that I developed sometimes back for Notion. So basically, Notion has their SDK only for JavaScript. So I had this built for Python, internally calling the APIs and things. So it's been long back since I touched the project. So I'm going to just rework on it. And then it was like synchronous last time. So I'm just going to try to make it asynchronous and add some more features for it. Yeah, so I had this Notion SDK, which I've been building for a long time, and I stopped it. Now again, I want to start. So this was a good starting point for me. So in the for 240 minutes of sessions, what I did was I migrated from Poetry package management to UV based package management. So if someone doesn't know about UV is a package manager similar to Poetry, but it doesn't use pip underlying. It uses its own kind of configuration, and so that it's like 10 to 100x faster than pip. And also it's completely written in Rust. So that's reason I've been using this for a while now. And it took a lot of changes. So basically, initially I had a different folder architecture over here, and now I have to completely move it into source folder and things. So that's the most part. And apart from that, what I did was so I added some configuration for checking the formatting and linting stuff, which I didn't have before. So basically, currently, if you see, it's all relative imports, but initially I was using some package kind of import. So it was like I have to change everything from package-based imports to relative imports. And also, one thing that I figured out was I was doing a lot of circular imports, but it shouldn't have worked, but somehow it worked. So that's all rectified now. And the one major thing that I was missing was 1 second, I can show it. So one major change was initially I had this filter as a like a a strictly needed one, but now it is since Notion has made it as an optional one, I have to make it as optional one. Then it's working perfectly now. And there are lots of changes that I see. So maybe my next step should be I don't have a async thing here yet. So I'll be probably adding an async function. Now it runs completely over request. But this when you see it from an outside perspective and just use it as a just an SDK, you won't see any of the internal layer over here. So basically, if you go, if you use this package, you'll just have to configure just using PyNotion, pass your token that is there, and you can just use any of these modules like a database page or a block that Notion usually has. For now, only Notion database is supported, and also you can just go into the README and then execute the code that is given over here. So these should perfectly work. But there are few changes that I may need to do in the near future for accommodating all the things that I've done before, because some of these things may have broken. So that's the one point I'm testing it out. But one demo I can show you is now I currently have a Notion sample thing over here. So if you see just a sample database table in Notion over here, which has a hello, and if I query this database, 1 second. Yeah,
Nice.
so this will be the output that you'll be getting. And also there are few other things that I have did which are like pretty useful for the developers who are using it. So basically this is completely written in Pydantic. So like whatever things that comes in, you basically have options to play with it, whether you want it as a JSON response or you're going to have it as a complete pydantic response that comes out. And based on that, you can use any kind of, you can convert it into a JSON, or you can just use a dot pattern from pydantic to use it. And also this works in a way where it dynamically creates a class from based on Pydantic. So that's the one thing I pretty much like about Pydantic as well. So if you want to, it's an open source repository. You can go and check how I did it. So here, if you see create database response, so this is a complete dynamic class generator that generates a identic model, and then so
Oh,
based on that, you can use any kind of thing that comes out. So this is how I have done it. Maybe in future I may move to some other package which like message spec or even a data class or something, since Pydantic has some issues currently. So yeah, so that's how I use the 2 40 minutes of sessions.
wonderful, wonderful. This is like an old project revived back in the business, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
definitely, I think the community is gonna use this a lot. Maybe you can send this to me like later. You can put the link to the GitHub also in the chat so that we can
yeah, sure.
and look at it and maybe
Yeah, sure. I'll do.
thank you
Hello.
so much.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
yes. We're
yeah.
gonna move on to the next demo. Vidya, do you wanna go next?